Yeah.
I felt like we brought some good energy to yesterday's episode, but then when I was editing it, I mean, I sent you that little caption. I was like, what even was going on? I mean, I did understand the context, but it really
Yes.
did not make any sense.
No,
Uh,
it's a really perfect, like those inspirational quotes where someone thinks they're being inspirational or doing
mhm.
something, but really it's like, what are you talking about, dude? But yeah, it's great.
It felt like a very much like a non-answer or like a political answer where you're just like, yeah, it's just very vague and referring actually to
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Love it. Okay. You ready to get into this?
Yes, I am.
Are you watching this? Are you watching this? Yeah. Are you watching this? No. You need to get with it. Are you watching this? We on a TV shit. Are you watching this? You don't wanna miss. Are you watching this? Stop canceling our shit.
Welcome to the Are You Watching This podcast, the podcast where we talk about TV shows you should be watching. I'm one of your hosts, Ellen.
And I am Chelsea.
And today we've got a cool topic that kind of leads into a new segment that we want to introduce to you guys. But before we get into all that, what have you been watching this week, Chelsea?
Okay, so I watched two shows that we haven't talked about yet. But
Oh,
first, I'll mention that I watched the Deli Boys and very
yes.
much like it. I like it a lot.
Yay. Yay. Was it like, the absurdity and the comedy of it, like, was that true to what I was saying kind
Yes,
of thing? Yeah.
100%. I'm gonna be honest, and depending on your reaction, I might take this out. I'd read the synopsis. You
Hmm.
told me what it was, but honestly, wasn't really paying attention to either. I was just like, I knew it was about two brothers, and they were running their
Yeah.
family's company. Okay,
Mhm.
and I had put together. I was like, yeah, they're running like a small local like convenience store kind of thing.
Yeah,
But
deli.
then the
Yeah.
first episode opens and they're running like a multi-million dollar company, and I'm like, am I just so racist that I just assumed that that's what the show is about? No, it is about them running their family small local
Small.
because of
Yes.
all these absurd situations that have like come about. But
Yeah, that leads them there. But yeah, no, I
yeah,
think that pl- the plot of it all, even just the setup with even the photo of the show, like the title
mm-hmm.
card photo of the show and the ads we've been seeing, I think it plays into that assumption that people will probably make, like you
Mm-hmm.
did. And then you just get this amazing, brilliant other, yeah, thing that takes you there. Kind of, it's like a journey
Mm-hmm.
that takes you there that you didn't expect.
Yeah,
But that is funny. You are racist. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, I was like, well, that checks out. I mean, of course, I would just assume that, but yeah, no,
It's all right.
it's a very good show. People should absolutely be watching it. It's definitely it's not like
Yeah.
the most groundbreaking comedy, but it's
No.
definitely a unique comedy that I feel like we don't see as much on TV these days.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. And hopefully it
What-
gets picked up for a season 2.
Yes. What have you been watching?
I have owned, well, the only one I really do want to mention. I texted you about the other one I tried to watch, but we'll get into that later. I watched The Residence on Netflix.
Okay, yeah.
Did you watch that? Have you watched that
No,
yet?
no, not yet. I have keeping a list of shows that I want to watch each week, and that one is
Okay.
I still haven't gotten to yet.
Okay. You know what? I really be doing this more than I should, but I forgot to write down what it was about. I just wrote down my thoughts on it. But The Residence, it's on Netflix. It's a Shonda Land TV show, but it's not by Shonda. It's like created by this other person. It's a whodunit in the kind of what's called area of Oh shoot, what's that one with Daniel Craig?
Yeah,
The
my friend
movie.
Paige described it as kind of a hybrid of Only Murders in the Building and Knives Out.
Okay, yeah, cannot speak. Well, yeah, Knives Out is probably the closest one. Only
Because
Murders in the
that's the
Building.
Daniel Craig one that you're thinking of, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, it was good. I There was another show that was similar to Knives Out and Only Murders and like this too. It was called Death and Other Details. Came out last year on Hulu, and I also tried to watch that. I didn't finish. No, I finished that one, and then took me a while to finish this one. It was good. I just don't think. I don't know how I feel about murder mysteries being TV shows.
I'm thinking that they're not for you.
I'm hoping they're not for a lot of people because I like it. I enjoyed it, but I'm like, you know how there's this conversation about how things can be like TV shows now can just be movies and should just be a
Hmm.
movie. I really just think this kind of premise and a plot or whatever or whatever it should just be a movie. I don't know if it works for TV shows, but I don't know. You watch it and let us know how you feel,
Okay. I mean,
please.
I do like Only Murders in the Building. I do like, and I actually have kind of a murder mystery show that I did watch too, or I've
Oh,
started this week. So that's
oh,
different. Yeah.
oh. Okay. Do you want to mention it now? I'm done talking about The Residents. It was great, but yeah. But yeah, I want to hear about
Who's
yours.
okay. So I started watching this show called Sunny. It's an Apple TV show that came out last
Yes.
summer. Did you watch that?
Yes. Yeah, I
Okay.
did.
I had not heard about it. Like, I don't know. It was
Yeah.
just way past my radar. So I started that. Did you like it when you watched it?
I did. That was really different. Are you saying this is the murder mystery one that you
Yeah.
found?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Okay.
It is like
Okay.
on the Wikipedia page, it is described as like a black comedy, comedy drama, mystery thriller, science fiction.
Yeah.
Because she's definitely trying to like, so the premise, I'll read what it says on here.
Okay.
Um oh, Susie, an American woman living in Kyoto whose husband and son vanish in a plane crash, receives a domestic robot from her husband's robotic company. And she's trying to piece together like her husband's life because she thought that he worked on like refrigerators and really he was
Yes.
building these kind of droid robots that people had at their homes.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm about halfway through.
Okay.
Rashida Jones is the main character. She
Yes.
actually is in every episode, unlike Silo. So they were
Oh,
lying
oh
to us.
yes. Yes, 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 yes. That's
I
right.
think the other reason that I chose it is because it is set in Kyoto. And so I was like, I want to get the vibe for the trip in the
Yeah.
summer.
Yeah. It's beautifully shot. I love that it's set in Kyoto and love that you do see the place and the culture and there's even subtitle like if it's a show that you gotta watch because there are
Hmm.
subtitles, so you've got to like catch the dialogue. I enjoyed it. It's different and it was cool.
Hmm.
I really did enjoy it. Yeah.
How'd you feel about the robots? The robot
Her
Sunny?
robot
Yeah.
Sunny. Oh god, what you said you're like halfway through.
Uh huh. But like,
I feel like if I liked Sunny, but yeah, you got to get to the end.
I guess, how do you feel about the idea of like people owning robots or like
Oh
having a robot in your
yeah, not
home?
a fan, not a fan. What about you?
Well, like what about one like Sunny that's not like superhuman like, but more like a droid Star Wars kind of thing?
Kind of yeah, still not a fan. What about you? Again, I think it's because I know how it ends
Okay.
though, so not to ruin it, but yeah.
I mean, I think it's one of those things that in theory is a great idea. I
Yeah.
would love to have like a little cute robot that like followed me around and answered questions for me, but
Yeah,
what we know would happen is humans would ruin it and they would become tools against us. So,
exactly. We would make it weird, we would make it dangerous. It's just not a great idea. What I prefer is like elevated technology, not a robot. You know what I mean?
like, give me an
Li-
example.
like in those futuristic movies we saw where you just like press the button and the microwave had a whole meal ready for you.
Spy Kids.
Give me
Yes.
that. Yes. Exactly. Or like like a shower device that like bathes you.
Okay.
Washes
Yes.
you. Like elevated. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's what we really see more now day to day, right? Are these normal objects that are turned into robots or
Yeah.
robotics. Like I have that litter robot, things like that.
Yeah.
I do like it in theory. I feel like they end up making your life actually a little bit more complicated. Like it solves one problem.
Yeah.
So like I don't have to clean the litter box every day, but then I have to like make sure it's connected and you have to like
Yeah.
clean out. It's like more complicated to clean out and it's like
Yeah.
okay, maybe I should
It's a
just
whole
go back
thing.
to regular litter box.
Yeah,
don't know.
no. I can imagine. I don't know why when you were saying that whole explanation of the litter box, robot litter box, I was thinking of my juicer, and it's like, yeah, it's like amazing that I can get juice from it in like, 5 minutes or whatever easily, but the cleaning process it's awful. It makes it almost not worth it. Almost. Not like, yeah.
Yes.
I hate it. So I agree with you. Yeah.
Yep.
But Sunny.
So you didn't watch? Yeah. So that was an Apple Plus show. It came out last summer. It has Rashida Jones. It was created by Katie Robbins. She was also a writer for the show. She also wrote for The Last Tycoon. I didn't know that show. I think it has Matt Bomer in it. The Affair and Good American Family, which that's a new one that just came out on Hulu with what's her name?
Ellen
From Grey's Anatomy.
Pompeo.
Yes. Yeah.
And Mark Duplass from The League.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm not gonna watch that show. Are you?
I'm not either. No.
I am so curious to know who the audience is for that show. Like,
I don't know. I do not know.
I'm terrified of that, whoever those people are. Like, I actually wish I hope I never come across that person. I don't know. It's just weird and creepy as hell. It's like too close to reality for me.
Yes, that's fair. Yeah. The last thing about Sunny is that it is based on a 2018 novel called The Dark Manual that was written by Irish writer Colin O'Sullivan.
Oh, okay. Nice. 2009, you said?
2018.
Oh, okay. What else have you got?
I finished Paradise finally.
Yay! I've been thinking every time we finish a recording, I'm like, Chelsea has not mentioned Paradise. Has she finished it? But I didn't want to bring it up.
I was waiting to finish it with Drake, but we started watching some other shows, and I just knew that it wasn't going to become like a priority, and so I just started it the last couple episodes, and he ended up watching them with me. But yeah, I loved them. You were right. Episode 7 was so good, and
Yeah.
Drake looked at me and he goes, "Why is this episode so good and the last one was like not that great?" I was like, "I don't know. That's just
that's how TV shows kind of, you gotta, yeah. It's not gonna leave you at the edge of your seat every episode, but yeah, I agree. Even the last episode wasn't as great as the one that was leading up to it.
And it did get renewed for a second season, right?
Yes, it did. Which it was meant to be a limited series. Like that's how they marketed it, promoted it. And I'm kind of shocked. Like I wonder, because I guess they had filmed all of it before it aired. So I'm like, okay, if it was promoted as a limited series and they only had that much planned, is that how it was just going to end?
It definitely feels like it was written to have a second season.
Yeah. So I don't like that they lied. I will say that.
I didn't know if it was supposed to be a limited series, but yeah, I think people should definitely watch it. The whole season's a little, like I said, a little cheesy here and there, but
yeah,
I watched all of it. I liked it.
Yeah. I did want to ask you this. Did what's his name? James Marsden, the president, did he grow on you?
Yes, more so than like in the first episode.
Okay.
I mean,
Very hesitant, yes.
he's still not he's not the good guy
Mm-mm.
necessarily. He's he does some things that aren't super great, but
Yeah.
he's not the bad guy of the show.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't ask you this. Did you like that last episode? Do you like how the season ended? Did it fall a bit
Sure.
flat for you, or was it just like, okay, whatever?
I mean, yeah, it fell a little flat. A
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
But
I agree with you. I feel like we got high standards, Chelsea. I don't know. Maybe we're the problem.
I mean, I watched Temptation Island, so I don't know how high my standards are.
Yeah, fair. And I watch Love Island and all its daughters and brothers and all that. Yeah, so I agree. Okay, anything else?
Yes, so the last one that I was going to mention is a show called A Thousand Blows on Hulu.
Yes, you watched that?
Yes.
Okay,
So
tell
it
me about it.
is the let's see. A Thousand Blows is a British historical drama series. It was created by Stephen Knight, who also was one of the creators of Peaky Blinders. So
Yeah.
it's supposed to take place, I think, in the same universe, more or less, but
Yes.
it's not really a spin-off, and there's not any overlap with characters, but it's
No.
same.
The same like old English town situation.
I also found out that Stephen Knight was one of the creators of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's what? My
I
what was
know.
so high pitched because I am actually shocked.
Yeah, that was just, I was like, that's so random.
Yeah.
But the story is about 40 elephants, an all-female crime syndicate clashing with a world of illegal bare-knuckle boxing in 1880s London. And it's on Hulu. I think we're 3 or 4 episodes in.
Yeah.
I really like it. It has Erin Dodery. She was the psychiatrist from
Yes.
Adolescence.
Yes.
And it has Stephen Graham, who was
Yeah.
the co-writer creator of Adolescence as well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I thought that was really just that overlap because we just talked about Adolescence.
Yeah.
I
It's
think
really cool.
Stephen Graham
Does he also have a role in there?
Yeah, he's like one of the
Yeah.
main characters, and he's an executive producer.
Okay. Got ya. Nice.
But I do feel like with British TV, like when Harry Potter was coming out, there were like 10 British actors that were in those movies, and then they were like in everything else as well at that time. And now we
Yeah.
have that
Wave of
next
that.
version of that. Yeah. Where
Yeah.
you just see the
Yeah.
same 10 or 15 British actors on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I follow a couple of like actors and actresses and in London, like from England and all the UK, and they do complain about how roles go. It's very hard to. The industry there is very like, compact, and that's why a lot of them end up coming to Hollywood because they get better chances in getting roles and other things here. Yeah,
Interesting.
which
Okay.
sucks because they are there's so much talent over there, and I think also like concepts of like Michaela Cole and you know what I mean. Like there's just I don't know a lot of stories to be told, and if they were giving the opportunity to tell it there, I think that would be cool. But it's whatever. Okay.
But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I think people should watch it, especially if they like Peaky Blinders. But again, you don't have to have watched that to have or to enjoy this one.
Yeah, that's on my watch list. I did attempt to watch the first episode, and then I realized I was not in the right frame of mind, so I was gonna get back to it. But so I'm like happy to hear that it is decent at least. Like it's not terrible, which is great.
No.
And I figured it wouldn't be with the actors it has on it. Okay, I did want to mention. I guess I didn't even write it down, but I realized I watched it. I watched the John Mulaney Everybody's Live in LA, which I don't know what we'd call it. Variety show? No. A
And
late
it's not
night
really
show?
maybe a
I don't know.
talk show.
Yeah, probably because now they're doing it like live every Wednesday,
Mm-hmm.
which, streaming came about and now we're just going back to regular television. Cool, cool, cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I decided to check it out because when he did the special last
Mm-hmm.
year, like Langston Kerman was attached to it. Like a lot of my comedian faves were attached to it. And I never checked it out. So I decided just to check it out and see what it's all about. And also the recent episode that dropped, well, the episode that dropped last week had Quinta and Ben Stiller and I think one more other person. I can't remember who. So I wanted to check it out. And it's funny. John Mulaney is John Mulaney. He is
Mm-hmm.
funny. He's smart. His jokes check out. I feel like he was like white boy comedian of the year, not just the month, but like the year for a very long time. But and it made me like really question if he was funny, but he really is. He hats off to him and his jokes, and his bits. They are great. It's really, really great. And I think it's worth checking out if you have time to watch a talk show that's on a streaming service.
That's good to know because I have been curious about it. Yeah, I didn't know how good it was going to be. I haven't really heard too many people talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's kind of talks about that too. Like he has no idea why Netflix is letting him do this, and and it's funny because it kind of the topics on the show kind of podcasty, so it's a really weird hybrid of a late night talk show situation.
That should be one of our manifestation goals is to get our own TV show and we question like how is somebody paying us to do this? But fine, I'll like if they're gonna pay me, I'll
I'll
do
do
it.
it. Yeah. All right. I am gonna start writing it down, saying it aloud,
Hmm.
rub my
Well,
crystals,
I'm
all
gonna
of
say
that.
it now. So if anybody would like to give us a TV show,
Mhm,
we're more
mhm.
than happy to do it. More than happy. Just
More than
hit
happy.
us up. Yeah.
Yes. But we do need to get compensated. Like we are expecting money.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Probably
cool.
actually a lot cheaper though than
Yeah,
other
John
higher up
Mulaney, of
celebrities.
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And just as funny. So,
Exactly.
mhm.
Yeah, that was a great watch that I decided to just like check into.
Did
Yeah.
you just watch this past week's episode?
No, I watched all of them. Like
Oh, okay.
this. Yeah, I think there's only two so far. And
Oh, okay.
it's every Wednesday. It's live every Wednesday. I don't know what time. I don't know what time. I did not check. But no one's going to be watching that. No one's going to log on to Netflix to watch something. I'm sorry. That is crazy that we have gotten here, you know? But
Especially that show. Like I know that they've been doing the football and boxing live
yes, like
stuff.
live events.
Yes, fine.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, John Mulaney, but I would love to see the numbers of how many people are actually tuning in live.
I agree. But you know what's funny? He like you call into the show because
Hmm.
he asks the topic and then you call in and you just tell your story or your little anecdote about the topic and whether you lean left or right on it. And he gets a lot of but I don't know how many calls he really be getting. And also it's Hollywood. They can be making up those phone calls easily.
Yeah.
Let me not give them too much credit. I do want to talk about my attempt at watching The Pit.
Okay. Yes. I was going to ask because you asked me about it and I was like, did you start trying to watch it or?
Yes, I spent these last 2 days trying to watch it. I really do need the drama in the medical, and I need it way more than I realized.
Like the interpersonal drama?
Yeah, yes, exactly. Because there is the medical drama, which is
Hmm.
great. Love that for everybody. But I didn't want to be a doctor, so I really,
Yes. I'm wondering, I don't know if they're ever going to really bring it in. I mean, I guess the further they get along in the series, they'll add in more drama because there is a little bit of personal drama, but
yeah,
it's very
under
very low
because you
level.
Yeah, because you do get to know their personalities, like the doctor's personalities, and you're like, oh, okay. And then I'm there waiting for something to happen because of it, like really happen because of it. But it's I don't know. But I'm only also up to episode 3, and I'm liking episode 3 out of all the episodes so far. To be fair,
What happens in episode 3?
I couldn't tell you. I just knew I was paying attention more.
You're like, sure, I can get into this.
Yeah. I was like, oh, that line was good. Oh, that was a bit funny or snarky, or, it had me a little bit. Okay, let's just move on to our for your considerations. And I'm going to put on glasses for the first time because I'm very tired. But for your considerations, what you
You want
got?
me to go?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do this thing that I've kind of been doing where I'm mentioning Deli Boys as a comedy. I'm not officially nominating them because I might
Wow.
want to. It might just be for a specific writer, or I don't know. I want to hold off that official nomination, but
Yeah.
I
Whoa.
could see some potential there for that.
Yeah.
So I pulled then from the archive / pre podcast, and I'm going to do Jessica Williams for Shrinking, supporting actress for a comedy.
Okay. No way. I did drinking too. That's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it
But
a woman?
it is a woman. Well, I'm going to fill in a lot of blanks. I'm doing Shrinking for
Okay.
comedy. I'm doing Jason Segel for best actor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually going to do Lukita Maxwell. Lukita, I don't know, Alice, the girl who plays Alice, the daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put her down for best supporting actress this season. I think, I don't know, I was thinking about the show this past season and I was like, oh, and her performance like has still stayed with me. So, yeah. But now that you said Jessica, because I was like, should I give Jessica it? But I don't know.
I got the nom covered, so now we got both of them in there.
Okay. But I just want her, if she listens, I love you just as much as I love you more than Chelsea does it. And that's like, she loves you a lot, but.
You didn't nominate her.
I know. Ah, I love you a lot.
I'm actually pretty sure that you nominated her in like one of our test episodes that we didn't release.
Yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
So
Even if
I'll
I
give
don't
you that.
remember, I'm going to say yes, I did because she's probably listening and I need her to know I did.
I'm like 90% sure you did because that's what the show we were watching at that time was, Shrinking. And so
Yeah.
we nominated them for like everything at that time.
Yeah. We were very obsessed. I can't wait to be
Still
obsessed
are.
with the new show. Yeah, it's really Sarah. Okay, that's it then. You've got
Yes.
okay, Deli Boys and Shrinking. Deli Boys is a very that's rogue. I like it. I like it a lot though, but it's very like
You think it's rogue?
Yeah, I don't know if I don't know. Hollywood can be stupid sometimes and I don't know if they'll like give it to them.
Yes. So that is sometimes with the nominations, I'm doing it because that's who I would nominate. But then some
Yeah.
of them I'm like, I know this is the person or this is the show they're going to nominate. So I'm kind of like
Yeah.
trying at least to get ones that I know will get right just to have some wins in there.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I like the Deli Boys one. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're all done with that. So you ready to get into the topic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. TV guide is our topic. Like the magazine, like what you guys are probably picturing, the TV guide magazines with the TV listing, TV schedule that you get in the mail. That is what we're talking about because it blends into our new segment that we're going to start doing at the end of each episode. And when I was looking up TV guide, the history of TV guide, there was so much information. I was like, holy shit, this is like a whole thing. This is like a real whole thing. And it was really cool to learn more about. So I'm excited to share what I learned with everybody. And you can chime in wherever you feel the need to. Chelsea?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so starting off with definition, because it's always good to start off with the definition of a thing. TV guide was a magazine that listed the TV schedules each week, and it started actually listing it from Saturdays to Fridays. The prototype was developed by Lee Wagner, who was the director of McFadden Publications in the 1930s in NYC. Wagner then started printing the NYC, New York City, sorry, you guys, area TV listings in 1948 in a magazine called The Television Guide. He then began publishing regional editions for New England, the Baltimore, Washington area, Chicago, just the major cities, but near New York. He then sold it around 1953 to Walter Annenberg, who folded it into his publishing and broadcasting company, Triangle Publications. And each city that had their own local TV listing magazines folded into TV guides around this time too. Okay, so that's the birth of it all. The first issue of the National TV Guide was released on April 3rd, 1953, and the cover featured a photo of Lucille Ball's newborn son, Desi Arnaz Jr. Did you see the photo?
Yes. Yeah.
Wasn't it so weird?
Yeah.
I actually thought the photo of Lucille was way weirder. Did you see her little...
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back up because it was a little jarring, honestly. Okay.
The cost of each issue was 15 cents per copy, which is an equivalent to $1.76, and is now $4.99. And I looked at that number and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like inflation and everything, years go by. I don't know. Could it be $2.99? Do you think $4.99 is a lot?
No, not given today's climate.
Economy.
And I think when I was looking it up, it is the $4.99 per episode if you don't subscribe to it, but if you have a subscription, it's $1.99 per issue.
Oh, okay, that's good then. Yeah,
Mhm.
I would do a subscription for $1.99. Sorry. Wait, do you have a TV Guide subscription?
No, but after doing some research, I might.
I agree.
Might. I might.
I agree with you. Also, did you come across the website with a guy who like made a whole blog post about how he has a whole collection of it since it started?
No, but had I thought about it more, I would have gone on the hunt for some like old ones because I know there has to be some like in a thrift store or like a used bookstore
Yes.
around here.
Yeah,
Because it is like a thing. I know people collect stuff that's like has repetitive issues.
Yeah. I came across a website called The Gardener Scene, and it's by this guy named Mike Richard, and he wrote a blog post about how he started collecting TV guides because he went to a estate sale of this guy. I feel like the guy was famous, but I did not recognize the name and I didn't write it down. And he said he got 400 of them from that one estate sale, and then from there on he just decided to start collecting them, and he literally drove far and wide. He got eBay bids, went to California, like stuff like that, and now he's gotten literally every issue. And he said the hardest two to find were the first two issues. No, one was the first issue and then one was somebody else, like a famous like a really, it was, I don't know, a limited edition or whatever.
How do you feel about collecting things, especially things like that where there's like a lot of it? Or
Yeah, you know what, I'm for it. If it's just like one weird thing that you're into, or like I'm for it. What about you?
yes, I mean I think it's really great that people do that because otherwise a lot of the stuff would get lost over time.
Yeah.
And so I think it's really important to preserve things.
Yes.
I struggle with collecting. I love things. I love little things. I love trinkets. I love getting into collecting, but then I don't like having all this stuff physically.
Yes. Yes. The hoarding part is what
Yes.
is where I draw the line too. So I get you 100%.
I what I would like to do, which would be a terrible idea, is
Mhm.
to have like a antique booth or like my own store so I could just buy all the stuff that I like and then sell it. But then I would still would just buy so much stuff. It would be too much. I'd probably get like two storage units to fill with all the other stuff. And yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna have to delve a little more into this dream of yours. Walk me through it. So you would just buy a thing because you liked it at that time or it was
Uh-huh.
cute or
Yeah.
whatever, but then
Yeah.
you'd be willing to let it go.
Probably, but then if I had a store where I could look at it for a while before I
Yeah.
sold it,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. I feel like you're trying to make a situation work, but I don't know.
it's just an excuse to be able to buy and collect
Buy
stuff.
things. Yeah.
My my loving father, he really does love me. He's not a Jay Megan. He does love me. But
Uh-huh.
one time he said that I was one tragic event away from becoming a hoarder. And I really felt that because it's very true. It's
Oh
very true.
no. That kind of speaks. Wait, hold on. This just opened up a whole new side of you that I wasn't even imagining that you had. Wait, what? What does the inside of your home look like right now? I am a bit
It
nervous.
No, I could give you a tour. Like we'd have like little knickknacks. Drake and I
Hmm.
definitely like, but we like to have stuff that's meaningful. We don't have it
Yeah.
just stuff from TJ Maxx and Target everywhere.
Yeah.
It's meaningful stuff. And it's all very specific. We have it all, everything has its place and its stuff, but
Mhm.
we go around like once a year and do a spring cleaning because we both just don't like having excess stuff around.
Yeah.
But let's say something happened to Drake and all of our dogs. I probably would start like hoarding guinea pigs and never leave my house. And then
Okay.
some Us Weeklies or something. Like I would get obsessed with
Yeah.
something physical that I
Something.
could. Yeah.
Okay. Got you. Got you. So do you think Drake helps or helps you mitigate it a
Yes.
little bit? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, because I don't want him to. There's so many things that I would buy, but I'm like, I don't want to bring this home and Drake see it and him know that I spent however much money on it.
Shame is so important, guys. I keep trying to tell the people shame is what holds humanity together. Truly, it is so important because, yes, do not act that way in front of me. You should feel ashamed. Hold it together. Do that in private. Back to the TV guide. Facts that I'm just spewing. Okay, so then it exchanged hands a few times, like a lot of times. From I'm not gonna name every company. I think that's doing a lot, but I will name the years. I think that's easier. No, 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 no. Okay. The first time it was sold from the original Triangle Publications was 1988. And then in 1996, TV Guide launched a website that offered like more of a comprehensive feature TV listing platform than what you got from the magazines. But when I read this, I was like, 1996 was the internet? The internet was around that early? That's kind of amazing. Okay. And then in 1997, the TV Guide, no, the website relaunched to, sorry, in 1997, TV Guide relaunched the website, which was called iGuide, to TV Guide Entertainment Network. 1998, it got sold again.
Okay, is there any like big names of companies that bought it?
Well, the first one, yeah, the what's it called? The well, when did I say 1998, 1988? News America Corporation bought that.
Okay.
And then News Corp sold it to United Video Satellite Group in 1998. Okay, this was a cool fact that I did want to say. In 1999, they began hosting the TV Guide Awards, an award show telecasted on Fox, honoring TV programs and actors. with the winners being chosen by TV Guide subscribers through a nominee ballot inserted in the mag. I think that's so cool. I don't know why they got rid of that, and I need it to come back.
Yeah, I vaguely do remember that, but I was young when that was happening, so I don't remember ever watching it, but I do remember that being a thing.
Yeah? Did you ever
Mhm.
see the award show on TV? No.
No,
But
no.
so wait, your family got the subscriptions delivered?
My grandmother and grandfather did.
Oh, wow. I have a thing with like old people. I don't like them very much, but wow, I like I like your grandparents. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Wow. Okay, so you remember seeing it in their
Mhm.
magazines? I love
Mhm.
that. That's really cool. Do you think they voted?
You know, they might have. They might have. I
Mhm.
can ask my grandmother next time I see her. That I
Yeah.
could see them. They were very much ritual kind of people. So they played the lottery every week. They got the little slip. They would go and pick out their own numbers, and that was
Yeah.
a weekly thing for them. They would go walk at the mall every day at the same time. So I
Wow.
could see them deciding that was like something that they would do together because they thought it was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. And what else are you meant to do when you're old? You know, I would do it. I get it.
Yeah, I would do it
I
now.
support it. Yeah, exactly. Fortunately, the worship was like it ended in 2011. So, like after 2011. So, 1999, 2000, I mean, sorry, 2001. So, like a 3-year run, which I feel like there's a backstory as to why it never gained speed. Like maybe they were, I don't know, maybe it was there was a scandal, maybe they got sabotaged by the Emmys, the limelight, they didn't want it split. I just find it weird that it would end so abruptly so soon.
Especially especially in that time because that's like prime TV watching,
Yeah.
award show watching
Yeah.
era.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. And there was thousands upon thousands of award shows happening that made no sense. Like they made no sense and weren't necessary, but we got them anyway, and everyone tuned in. And yeah, I don't know. And then when I started to think about it even more, I was like, yeah, the TV award shows are very like I feel like music had a range of it, right?
Hmm.
Even films have like a range of different, like from high level to silly ones. I feel like the TV landscape was what there wasn't a lot.
Yeah, I still feel like there's not quite enough to, because it's like what the Emmys and Golden Globes, those are
Yeah, pretty
the
much
big
it.
ones. I mean, I
Yeah,
know there's some other ones where they'll be included, but that's not a lot. That's really only two opportunities to be nominated
right, exactly.
for something there's a lot more of.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's on, like we get a show every single day on our TV, so why aren't we, awarding it more? And I feel like, MTV like made the MTV Movie Awards. There was never an MTV TV Awards, you know?
Mm-mm.
Just little things like that I don't think I would have cared about if it wasn't for this podcast. So I'm glad we're here.
Hmm. Hmm. Addressing America's issues one day at a time.
uh let's see if I can get back on track. Pray for me. Okay. the in 2005 they decided to abandon the digest size format to a larger print full size format because there was a lot more TV shows and cable shows, and TV was in its prime. If you guys remember us talking about our previous topics, pretty sure we mentioned like in the early 2000s, that's where it was prime TV time. And so the TV Guide expanded their size, and they offered only two versions of the TV Guide. They eliminated the local editions and replaced it with the 2 editions, which covered Eastern Central Time and Pacific Mountain Time. So 2 formats. And then there was also more format changes. Because of the internet and DVRs. The first version of this format was issued in October 17th, 2005, featuring the Extreme Makeover Home Edition Ty.
What's his last name?
Funny.
Ty.
They had it on there. It was long though, so that's why I didn't write it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember his last name for some reason.
I don't either, but we all know Ty. I wonder if he still looks the same.
I bet he does.
Yeah, it was the hair, right? The hair was his thing.
I think so. Yeah.
When I picture him, I picture hair.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then in 2006, they relaunched their website, and then in December of 2006, they released the first ever 2-week edition. The cover star of that magazine was Rachel Ray, and the period of the 2-week edition was pretty much the Christmas break period, December 25th to January 7th. In 2005, there was a TV Guide Talk, a weekly podcast that was available to download for free. And the podcast was hosted by Michael Osceola. I don't know. Osceola. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yes. How do you spell his last name?
Ausiello. Osceola.
Oh, that is not who I was envisioning. But yes, he was a senior writer at TV Guide.
Yes.
Its companion website.
Yes, and he co-hosted it with his colleague at the magazine, Matt Webb, and other people, Angela Khan, Daniel Manu. And then each episode featured commentary about television programs, releases, like entertainment news surrounding TV, film, actors, producers, all of that. The podcast ended in 2008, and they recorded 139 episodes. So, Chelsea, our goal is to record more.
I was about to say, hopefully that's not a sign of the success of TV-based podcasts.
Hopefully not. But also 139 episodes is a pretty good run.
Yes. Yeah.
You know? Yeah. And he just went on he moved to Entertainment Weekly, which I feel like paid him more. So I don't think it had anything to do with the podcast. I think just money talked.
Well, and podcasts weren't as popular then.
True. Very true.
Do you remember the first podcast you ever listened to?
I do. Do you?
Yeah. What was yours?
Chelsea Peretti. She had a podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was, I don't even know, Colin with something with Chelsea Peretti.
Mm-hmm.
And actually she's the person who then, Deezus and Mero? Have you heard of them?
Yeah. Yes.
So she knew Mero personally. So they would always like call into the show and they would have like bits.
Mm-hmm.
And then they ended up like blowing up, and like Deezus and Mero went blowing separately. And I always thought that was cool. That I like heard their start of it all. It's a really cool origin story. What was yours?
Well, what year were you?
I was in college.
Okay.
So 2000, maybe 13, maybe 14. But yeah.
Chelsea Peretti, she's married to Jordan Peele, right?
Yeah, as far as we know. She's definitely got a baby by him.
Yes, they were married at some point.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah,
I know
they were together. Yeah. She is so funny. She actually still has one of my favorite stand-ups of all time on Netflix. If you have not watched it, you should.
Oh, I don't think I have. I'll have to watch it. I do. I like her. I like her in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah. What was yours? We need to know.
It was I think it was like in 2005 because it was like one of the very
Damn.
first, yeah, it was one of the very first podcasts. And I had to, I wanted my friends to listen to it and they were like weren't very popular. So I had to download it and burn it onto a CD.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. And
What?
it was called Harmony and it was Harry Potter and Hermione fanfic stories.
Oh my goodness. Wait.
It was so good. I loved it so much.
Oh my god. I don't think I'm in the right frame of mind for this. Okay. Hold on, because this entire time, the way you talked about the Brits, and because it is the only, like Harry Potter was the only frame of reference, I thought you were shitting on Harry Potter this entire time.
Uh-uh. No.
Turns out you are Harry Potter's number one fan.
Oh my gosh, I'm also going to say this. During this period of my life in high school from like 2003-ish to 2007, 2008 when I graduated, but especially like 2004, 2005, I was really into British culture in general. And this guy one time asked me, we were like in study hall, his name was Will, and he goes, "What kind of like music do you listen to?" And I go, "I only listen to British music."
Okay, but wait, we've got to take this further. I need artist names.
I mean, it was mostly the Arctic Monkeys,
Okay.
Kane.
Okay.
I think Aqualung is also British. That was one of
Okay.
them. And the Streets. Do you know who the Streets are?
No.
I'd have to look up who the artist's name is, but it's this like white British rapper. It was so bad, but I loved it.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Wow. So you had a whole Brit phase.
Oh, 100%. And still kind of do sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you there. They actually have some of my favorite reality TV shows.
British, Britain,
Mm-hmm.
England. They have that what is like Life in Essex or
Oh, The Only Way Is Essex.
and then
Yeah.
isn't there one something about Chelsea?
Made in Chelsea. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are the
Yeah.
two that I
Yeah.
watch religiously. They actually just released a trailer for Made in Chelsea coming back. I think they said in 2 weeks. I don't know, but I'll be tuned in. Yeah,
I haven't
it's just
watched
great.
either of those. I've been told to, but they both have kind of a lot of episodes, don't they? Or a lot of seasons.
Yes, but
That's been kind of
your hold up
yeah.
to not start it. The early seasons are gold. I wish I could, like, when you wish you erase memories so you can just watch something for the first time. If I could do that with anything, and there's been a lot of good shit, I would do it for those shows because the drama was just so good, like really good, and you can't watch it again, and it just won't hit the same.
What about the Geordie Shore?
Geordie Shore too, very good. Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch that?
No, but
Oh my gosh,
the Australian podcast I listen to, they talk about it all the time, and so
yes, I was obsessed. I was obsessed with a couple of my friends too. They know who they are. Listening to this, I won't name and shame, but they know who they are. After talking about shaming is important.
No, we talked about yesterday how we shouldn't shame people about like their media consumption.
True. Yes, that we won't shame them for. Yeah. Just the hoarding consumption. That's what we will shame them for. Okay. Wow. But what year was that? 2005?
I think 2005. Yeah, 2006 at the latest. But I feel like I wasn't driving at this point.
Yeah.
So that's why.
You burnt fanfic mixtapes to make your friends listen to.
Yep.
That's amazing. Are they still friends with you to this day?
I know I did it for more than one friend, but the one I remember specifically is Heidi, and yes, I am still friends with her. I was just texting her this week.
Shout out to you, Heidi. You have stuck with Chelsea through thick and thin. That is a real friend.
Oh, we would read Harry Potter fanfic, like whenever we had like sleepovers and stuff. That's yeah.
I love that.
Good times.
Childhood, yes. Or pre-teen.
All right.
How old were you?
Back to
Teenage.
TV. Yeah, like 13 to
Okay.
15.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love that. Yes, sorry. Back to TV Guide talk or TV Guide. The TV Guide podcast was released every Friday afternoon, kind of like a similar podcast. And yeah, it basically did what we are trying to do with the last segment of this podcast that we're going to introduce you guys to. Then in 2008, TV Guide got sold again. And then in 2013, it got sold to CBS, Viacom. And then in 2020, it got sold to Red Ventures. And then in 2022, it got sold to Fandom Inc., who still own it. So I got there in the end, you guys. Thank you. That is the end of this podcast. I'm kidding. I don't know if I have any other fun facts. Did you have anything when you looked up a few things about this topic?
Yes. When we were talking, I guess yesterday, I was like, I'm going to see if I can go find a copy.
Uh-huh.
I went to Walgreens. I went to Food City. I went to Target. I went to Walmart. And I went to Barnes & Noble. And they did not have it. They did not.
Wow.
Now, they had, you know how you have those like themed magazines? So TV Guide will do their themed, like Yellowstone was one of them.
Yes.
And another one was Jesus, I guess because Easter's coming up. So
okay.
This not even has anything to do with TV.
You're right. I'm surprised at the Barnes and Nobles. I'm surprised at that one.
I know. I looked everywhere.
High and low.
But I do think they still print copies. I could be wrong. I think that they do. But what I was able to do, I know they have a digital copy, and but you have to use like the Kindle app or something to do it. I couldn't just do it on my phone or computer. Okay. So I went through the library. At public libraries, if you have a library card, you can use Libby or Hoopla, and you get access to media.
Yes. So, shout out to Libby.
Yeah. I don't use Hoopla as much just because what they have is a little different. They don't have as much of the stuff I'm usually interested in, at least.
Okay.
But they do have, you can get like a 7-day magazine access, and TV Guide is one of them. And so I did download it / I was looking through it. And I wrote down a couple of interesting things that I found while I was flipping through it. And that's what, so when I was flipping through it, I was like, I actually might get a subscription. If I would like a physical copy though, even though that's like not eco-friendly, but like, well, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need something to hold.
Yeah, I'm a big believer in the physical copy of a book. I'm sorry. I will read on my phone. I'll read on my iPad. I'm not against it. But if I like a book, I'm buying the physical copy.
Yeah, I used to use my Kindle a lot for Libby, because I would borrow books. I kind of, just because we have so many books already, I've just been reading what we have here. I haven't bought any,
smart.
But
yeah, no, that's good. I have the same thing going. Mm-hmm.
The things that I wrote down. So they do, and I did the page number so I could run back to them too, because I have to flip through them because it's a digital copy. On page 2, they have their 25 top shows. So this edition that I'm looking at is for March 24th through April 11th.
Oh, of this year?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
So it's a current issue.
Okay.
Yeah. So then it'll have rankings though. And so on page 2, it has rankings, and it's the top 25 top shows. And this is for February 24th through March 2nd.
Okay.
And it's in the millions, which I just thought was interesting. The top watched show was the Academy Awards, which
fair.
I don't know. Sure. But it was 19.7. That's a pretty high number.
That is, yeah, especially now.
The second show is Tracker on CBS, and I have never heard of that. Have you heard of that show?
I have. It has.
Because Paramount Plus.
I did not like your tone. Hold on.
No, because you were on Paramount Plus a lot, so you would see that because it's a CBS Viacom.
Yes, show. Yes.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus is great. It has a lot of other shows, not just Tracker. But
I got it.
Yeah, you got it now. You should check out Tracker. It has This Is Us, the three twins.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
The boy.
Yeah.
Him. He was married to Chriselle and did her dirty. Chriselle
Mhm.
Stroud, whatever her name is.
Mhm.
Yeah.
He kind of looks like Glenn Powell.
Yeah. I don't know who you're giving a lot to there. That's why I was like, I don't know if that's, but equally, that's why I ended up at that last. Yeah.
Whenever I see him like on a poster or on the screen, I'm like, which one is that? And then
because all white people do look the same. I agree with you.
Kinda. Then we have number 3 is Georgie and Mandy's First Marriage, also on CBS. Never heard of that show.
I try to watch that too. Horrible. That is a spinoff of The Big Bang Theory.
Oh, yes. Yes, I did see that.
I did not know that. I did not know that. I got bamboozled. Because I love Emily Osment. I love her so much.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways.
Well, then the 4th episode is another show I've never heard of called FBI on CBS. So CBS is ranking high.
Yeah. I feel like they have the most, like, how do I put this? Like old people viewing.
That, and it seems like they have the most of the prime time shows because ABC and NBC, they have The Voice, America's Got Talent, The Bachelor. Those shows that I think people kind of ebb and flow through a lot more.
Yeah. They don't have like drama series or whatever. It's a comedy series.
As many, at least.
Yeah. Hopefully they start to pick more up. They're with the Greenpoint Society Garden Club that I'm watching. That one, that's on NBC, and that's great. But they do need more. They had a lot more back in like the 2010s. So yeah, and CBS has been holding strong.
Yep. Let's see.
Wait, so that was only top 3. Oh, okay, you're still going through it. Thank God.
No, we can keep going. I mean, because it's the top 25. So
did you mention 4 or 5?
I mentioned 4.
Okay, can you do 1 more? Yeah.
Okay, so 5 was The Voice on NBC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so that was 6 million. The rest of them were
about
Tracker was 7 million, so they're all between 6 and 7 million.
I'm shocked. I really think that's pretty privileged coming into play with that show. I'll say it.
Maybe it was not good. It wasn't good.
It was it's just no, it wasn't. It's very corny. It was no, it's nothing incredible. No, it's never winning an award. Let me say that.
Okay. Yeah, and there's some other Madlock's number 8.
Okay.
On there,
that's good.
Then on page 3, we get like premieres, finales, and renewals. So the ones that I noticed, again, this is why I was like, maybe I'll get a subscription. The finales, they have The Pit, so that's coming up April 10th. Okay. Renewals, The Pit got renewed. Running Point got renewed.
Yeah.
White Lotus got renewed.
I did not know that.
With Love, Megan got renewed.
Do I know that show? Do you know that show?
It's the one with Meghan Markle on Netflix, her cooking show.
Okay.
And The Neighborhood. Have you ever watched that show with Max Greenfield?
Paramount Plus, baby. You know I have.
Do you like it?
It's a show I would put on if there's nothing else.
I've always been kind of because there's like 7 seasons.
Yeah.
Like it's been around so I'm like, it has to be halfway decent. I feel like it's probably like Two Broke Girls where you're laughing, you're chuckling.
Yes. I even want to say there's a Is there a laughing track? I feel like there is a laughing track on it. It's
Probably.
definitely like, yeah, kind of those vibes. Very, yeah, Two and a Half Broke Girls, Two and a Half Men, that kind of vibe.
Which,
Yeah.
there's no time and place for that.
Yeah, there is.
Then they also have cancellations. So they're like, these are the bad ones, which it's FBI International, that's CBS,
Yeah.
FBI Most Wanted, and SWAT. Those are all CBS shows.
Yeah, I saw that they all were getting canceled. I was like, huh. Down with propaganda.
Yeah, yeah. There's so many of those. Do you like
So
any of
many.
those, like the legal drama or like the
I like legal drama.
CSI?
And I'll go as far as like investigative.
Okay.
But it has to be like a really interesting twist plot. Does it, Yeah.
Something
Basically.
to hook you.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, they just have reviews and then they do some soap opera stuff and they talk about shows that are coming up or that have like just started airing on TV, what's closing. They go week by week and then they still have, like you said, but it's broken down by, I guess, edition based on where you are, what's going to be on TV.
Yeah.
On
Nice.
all networks and cable. Which I do remember because my grandparents had it. Before, streaming and stuff, I would check it because I always wanted to see if the Harry Potter movies were coming on.
Yeah.
And so I
This
wanted
is
to
so
see,
great
like,
for me.
okay, like what, huh?
This is so great. I'm so sorry.
Did you guys have TV guides growing up?
No. I would look up when I was starting to get into TV and it was like weekly releases, right? I would look up it online. But for me, I was trying to remember the website I was looking up, and I think it was TV.com, which when I was doing research was owned by either like CBS, who ended up buying TV Guide, so it all became one, or it was owned by TV Guide and all became one. I can't remember what that info was, but yeah, it was TV.com that I'd go on and just look up info.
I mean, yeah, it's very detailed, all this stuff. I mean, they have everything every day, primetime,
I love
daytime.
it.
The other thing that I have, so on page 82, let's see if I can get there.
Dang. How many pages?
It's like 120 something.
Wow. I believe it. Because it's a whole week's worth, right? So that makes sense.
Yeah, even a little over a week's, yeah.
82.
Yeah. Okay, so on 82, they have their crossword. Every kind of digest magazine needs a crossword. And so I printed it out and I did it. It's like the easy. Do you ever do crosswords?
Yes, I love them.
I do too. These are the easiest crosswords. Like it took me less than 30 minutes to do this. I knew all of the answers for the most part. There was like 3 that I had to look up and I had to double check some spelling just because people have weird spellings of their last names and stuff. But
yeah. Is it all TV based?
For the most part, they had to do, some like connecting words. And so they're not all of them are, but it's mostly like the first one is blank the builder.
Okay, Bob. Got it.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
See if there's any. One of them's leaks of the Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Oh, Nene. Okay.
Stuff like
that. Yeah.
So that was fun. And then on page 84, they have the horoscopes, which I 100% remember them having this. So I read my horoscope, and I'm going to read yours.
Chelsea is hold on, don't tell me. I feel like I know when oh, she's a Leo. We already know this. Yes. Okay. Go on. So it says,
Leo, life lately has been about figuring out what really lights you up and what provides a deep sense of purpose. This hasn't been an easy task. However, the eclipse may be just what you need to make an important choice. If you feel a pull towards something or somewhere, go.
Wow. Did it resonate?
Sure.
Okay.
I think yes, but that's how I've been feeling for about a year now. So I don't think there's anything special about this week.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yes.
I'm gonna read yours because you're a Libra.
Yes.
Okay.
Gang, gang.
And it says, and just like that, everything you thought you knew about love and relationships changes again. Whether you're single or partnered, a dramatic new revelation is likely despite the current confusion and uncertainty. Whatever happens will certainly bring new lessons in love.
That's it. I hated that.
No.
Okay, cool. If
And
I
then,
am in a relationship in a week's time, we all know why. Apparently.
because of that horoscope.
Yeah.
The last one that I had, which I guess is on the next page, on page 85, they have cheers and jeers. So they like praise certain shows and then shit talk some shows.
Okay.
So they have like cheers to The Wheel of Time, and cheers to Parker Posey's era on TV, and to Running Point. So like this kind of current stuff.
Yeah.
Jeers to CBS for canceling SWAT again. I don't know if that's necessarily a jeer.
No, it's not.
Jeers to the wrong talent being showcased in talent competitions. Okay. One of them, though, was jeers to 0 Days, which is that TV show with Robert De Niro that you watched.
Hilarious. Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's so funny.
Jeers to 0 Days, missed mark. Yes, the cast is insane. Robert De Niro, right? Okay, so there's a picture of him. Connie Britton and Lizzie Kaplan, exclamation point. And the concept, intriguing, but if you're a thriller about a cyber attack blocking all tech for 60 seconds, maybe devote more than a minute to the tragic fallout of such a scary idea. Instead, we got new suspects in every episode and less than 0 logical reasons for most of them.
Wow.
Boom.
That's
Roasted.
Great. Right. That's so funny because I didn't even not know that was what that show was about. That's how bad it is, though. Like, truly. That's funny.
But they also, because I was looking through this, I added a couple of things that I might include in our new segment, and then also some shows to watch that are, to like keep on my radar, or shows that have already come out. Like they mentioned this one show, it came out in February called Good Cop, Bad Cop. It has Liam Neeson in it.
Yes, I actually put that on to go to sleep because remember I told everyone that I watch comedies to go to sleep, and I put that on to go to sleep, and I have fallen asleep every single time halfway through the first episode. It's corny. It's a bit, she's great. It's not great, but she's great.
It's a CW show.
Okay. I feel like you're attacking a lot of
no. I'm saying that because
today.
No, because that makes sense to like those.
First Paramount Plus. Now CW.
The CW shows, they're just a little, they're a little cheesy.
I know. Sometimes they're a little good cheesy, or maybe you're right, and I'm just grown enough to see it in a Chelsea kind of lens now, which kind of sucks. But yeah, it's all right, but it's not great. Did you ever watch Single Parents? The one with Leighton Meester? And okay, that was great. It was on Hulu. I want to say it was NBC too, either NBC or Fox, maybe even, I don't know, Hulu, you guys. That was great. It's canceled now, it's off air, but I would still make people watch it. That's how great it was in terms of like a sitcom. So I think from that was the last TV show she was on as like a reoccurring character or main role character, to this. That's where my disappointment like stems from.
Okay. Yeah, because I didn't know she was in that show, so I just know she hasn't been in a lot. And so I was like, oh. And Adam Brody's in the first episode, I think. He's a guest character at some point.
Damn, I really fell asleep maybe like 5 minutes into the thing because I do not remember him at all. Because it's about, do you know the premise? Have you read the premise?
Yeah, I don't remember what it was.
Okay, it's basically like a family-run sheriff department, and she's the good cop to her brother's bad cop, and her brother is kind of like a meanie poo kind of situation. And he like comes into the family business. He wasn't a part of it now, that whole situation. And I feel like the brother could have been cast better. I will say that his acting is probably given CW acting, and brings it's not great.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna look in to see how much a subscription costs and if I can get a physical copy. Because, I mean, if we're doing this podcast, I mean, it's not gonna hurt.
No, not at all. It's like a cheat sheet, actually.
Yeah, just because, I mean, with nowadays there's so much, it's very
Yeah.
hard to keep track of it. Which is maybe this is a good way to transition into our new segment.
Our new segment. We're going to end every episode now with this new segment. And I believe we're calling it press release for now, just because it's straight to the point, doesn't confuse anybody. And it's basically a segment where we're going to talk about TV show announcements, cancellations, headlines that have came out the past week about the TV world and landscape. And yeah, just leaving you guys with info or news about TV, and then also what to look forward to in the upcoming week in regards to what's coming out that you should check out. Yeah. Do you want to start?
Yes. So the first, because we were already talking about this, the things that I found this week were more TV news adjacent. So it's either about people that we've talked about or
Mm-hmm.
topics we've talked about. So one is Brett Goldstein, who is Roy Kent in Ted Lasso, and he is one of the creators and I think writers for Shrinking. And
Yeah.
he was also in this last season. He is getting his own stand-up special on HBO in April.
Yeah. How do you think that's going to go? Are you nervous? Are you?
No, I think it'll be good. He's very funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I feel like he's funny, but I don't think we actually know his humor yet.
Yes, maybe I've seen his interviews on late night shows and stuff, and I feel like
Okay.
that's a somewhat of an indication of his humor. And I mean,
Okay.
he writes on Shrinking and Ted Lasso, so
He does. But that's just filled with emotion, you know? So I don't,
that's true.
yeah, it's hard to,
Maybe a stand will be emotional though.
true. Very true. Maybe the best stand ups usually are. So now that you say that, I'm probably going to, at first I was like, oh, I don't know if I'll check it out, but I think I will check that out.
I think you should.
Yeah. What else you got that you want to leave the people with?
I found this article because we've been recapping Severance, and we did our episode on the history of streaming. So we've talked about different streaming platforms, and I think we even mentioned this during that episode. Apple TV apparently is losing $1 billion a year on their streaming.
Yes. And I love
So
that so much.
yes, and it makes sense because
Yes.
we both said, like, how are they making any money off of this? Because they have these huge shows, they're huge
Yes.
productions,
Yes.
huge actors. Well,
Yes.
they're not making money off of it. So
They're not. And you know what? That's what we need. We need people to just spend all their money on the arts for the sake of it, not to make a profit.
yes, and so the original article came out from the Information, but it is behind a paywall.
Hey.
So I just Googled the same headline, and there's of course a bunch of other websites, publications
Yes.
that picked up the story as well. So on Variety, they talked about it, and yeah, they just said that they lose about $1 million per year. I agree with you. That's a good $1 million wasted. Now they do generate $391 billion in revenue and had
Yep.
a net profit of 93.7. So they're not losing money in the scheme of things. It's not like they have a
No.
negative $1 billion on the
No.
bottom line of their profit and loss sheet.
No.
It's
Um,
it's
it's
yeah.
an L that they should gladly continue to take.
Yes, and because if I'm going to pay $1,000 for a phone,
Mm-hmm.
$2,000 for a laptop,
Mm-hmm.
$500 for an iPad, you
Right.
can lose some money on some
Right.
streaming.
For
And
my
I'm still
entertainment.
paying for that streaming.
Right,
Yes.
true. Oh my gosh. Gosh, yeah. Which made me
But
want to ask you. Oh, go ahead.
yes. No, you go.
Oh, I was gonna ask you if you had infinite amount of money, what side? Like, I wanted to say three. Yeah, I'll say three, and if you only got two, and you cool. What side business or thing would you put your money into, or like invest your money in, just for the sake of it?
Like invest my money in, or like
Not invest because you're not getting
me.
money out of it.
Okay, so like
Just you're gonna spend your
um
money in this thing, whether it's like
to like
a
like to support it, like
yes,
Apple, like they're spending this money to create all these really good TV shows.
yes, yeah, like opening a bunch of yoga studios or like free libraries or like I'm thinking of cool things, nice things that I would do. But like you know what I mean? Like what would you do if you had a bunch of money?
Um,
Production company? I don't know.
well, I always said if I won the lottery, I would donate money to a university, so they have to name a building after me. But that's I don't think that counts.
That counts.
Does it count? I don't think it counts. That's I mean, and
You're
set a
providing
scholarship.
a yeah, you can okay, hand in hand, right? So yeah,
Yeah,
that counts. So you would
named after me.
name it yeah, exactly. Wow, that's not what I was expecting at all.
What were you expecting?
Truly, you could have gone anywhere else, and I would have been like, oh, okay, yeah, a building named after you is so funny, so random. I don't think anyone has
I
ever said that ever.
You don't know that can't be true.
I have listened to a lot of interviews, a lot of talk shows, a lot, and nobody has said put money so a building can be named after me.
Well, then okay.
Did you get
I
inspiration from somewhere with that dream?
I just know that at universities I always have buildings named after people. And I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna get one of those buildings named after me. And I'm probably wasn't gonna do anything important enough for that to happen. So I'd have to donate enough money.
Okay. I love that. Okay. Anything else?
Well, I did this is what I think of, and I don't think this is what you were trying to get at, but this is what
Mhm.
I'm gonna say. There was an interview with Drew Carey, and he was talking about how he got to be the host of The Price is Right
Mhm.
because he really didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He's like that's not really my thing. And whoever was in charge of like getting him, I don't remember who the guy was to take on the position, was like, "What is your most favorite thing? Like, what do you love spending money on?"
Mhm.
And Drew here was like, I love leaving a huge tip. And he's like, we will pay you enough that you can leave as big of a tip as you want whenever and never have to worry about
Wow.
it.
Wow.
And that's how, like, if I'm going to spend any of my money and if I won the lottery, like, I'd be leaving like $1,000 tip everywhere it went.
Okay. I like that.
I would
I
just
like
be,
that answer.
give it an out to
Yeah.
everybody around me, not to like a specific thing.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. Well, I think that shits on everyone else's answer. So I'm not going to go after that.
Well, I mean, what would you
That is
like? Would
great.
you?
Oh, I'll just do self-fulfilling things that I like to do and I just like to give it out to the world too. Like I would definitely open up a
Mhm.
bunch of yoga studios. I would start my own sunglasses line. I
See, but
would what?
continue. Sunglasses
Oh.
line, yoga studios. What else you got?
I have like a list on my phone for real. Like if this ever were to come to pass, I'm ready to go. There was one more other thing. Ooh, must not be that important. TV show. I don't remember. I don't remember. I can't find it right now. I feel like I'm under pressure. But what were you gonna say?
Oh, I that's doing too much. If I win the lottery or if I like have all this money, the whole purpose of having all this money is so that I don't have to do those things and I don't have to like have things
I'm
and I
not
can just
doing
like
all those things. I'm like
I
hiring
kn-
people to do and then my name is on the building of those things. You know what I'm saying? Or on the thing, the thing. My hand will be in it a little bit, but intense labor, no.
do you trust people to do a good enough job that you don't have to be that involved in it
I. That's
for
great.
your
That's
standard?
great.
I'm still, we're still getting to know each other, but I
Yeah.
know we both have pretty high standards
Yeah.
if we're going to be involved in something.
Yeah. I kind of even hate that you have made me think this into it, because now I'm like, damn, yeah, she's right. I hate delegating. No, I'm not thought too deeply into this, but I would like to think that I could pick somebody, just at least one person, to carry on my vision or whatever, you know?
And that's what I was about to say is if you can find, at least maybe for each specific project, but like the
Yes.
person, either the
Yes.
best in their energy or
Industry.
best in their industry, or somebody just at least who knows, like a really good go-getter, good problem solver, who can like
Yes.
take on I will find these people, I will do this, and
Yes.
check off. Yeah,
Exactly. Yes. The labor intensity part of it that I do not want to do if I am that loaded with money, then
right.
yeah, that'd be great. Yeah. If I remember what my other thing was, I'll let you all know, but I don't even look it up. What did I say? Yoga studio, TV. No. Yoga studio,
Sunglasses.
That was one more other thing. We'll keep it a secret, so when I do become rich and famous off this podcast, right, the secret third thing will come to light, and I won't even put my name on it, and you guys will just have to guess what it is. I don't know if that made sense.
Sure. Okay, so what do you have for the press release? What do you got that's coming out? Or
yeah, I'm gonna just do the shows that are coming out this next week. We have got Pulse. It is a Netflix show. It is coming out April 3rd on Thursday. They kind of gave it in the same line as The Pit, but way more way more drama in the medical drama. So the synopsis or premise is the staff at Miami's McGuire Medical Center juggle fallout from their relationship between third-year resident Dr. Danny Sims and chief resident Dr. Xander Phillips, just as a hurricane forces the hospital into lockdown in the medical drama from Zoe Robin. I think I'll check that out, maybe just the first 2 or 3 episodes, but I have seen the trailer and I wasn't wowed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm guessing you haven't seen it, the trailer?
No, but because of the TV guide, I saw they were talking about it, and I did put it down at least to mention to you, because I was like, all right, another medical drama. Maybe Ellen will like this one.
I really am. Have you checked out Doc yet on
No,
Fox?
it is on my to watch list though.
I'm really loving that. I feel like there's been a lot of like streaming full season drops, and with Doc and Greenpoint Society Garden, or whatever that long name of the show is, it's weekly episode drops, and I'm really loving every week. I'm like, oh, I have my little show to catch up on with those two shows. And yeah, Doc is my solid medical drama right now.
Okay.
But I will check out Pulse. Then on that same Thursday, we've got a show on Prime Video with Kevin Bacon leading it. It's called The Bondsman, and it is an upcoming action horror television limited series. And the premise is a bounty hunter comes back from the dead and finds his job now as a demonic element after Lucifer reads the receipt wrong, which I love it. It's so vague. I'm tuned in, because just show me more. Don't tell me more, just show me. I'm in.
It's enough to get you hooked.
Yeah. And I love a little limited series, just a one and done. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Kevin Bacon, he has not been in a few things in a while, so yeah. And he's a good guy.
Yes, I like him. And he's married to what's her face? She was in Back to the Future, the first one.
Yes.
I don't know what her name is.
We all know. We know the face though. I know. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Do you have any more?
Yes. Lastly, Dying for Sex comes out Friday. Not the Friday we release this episode, but the following Friday. But Dying for Sex, that has Michelle Williams, Jenny Slate, I'm sure other people, but they're the only two I care about in the cast. And I actually didn't write a premise for it. I saw the trailer this past week. Did you see the trailer? It got released, and everyone was kind of talking about it on the internet.
No, I've seen I've seen it online.
Okay,
The show.
I will. I've just looked up the premise real quick. A woman diagnosed with metastatic. I can't talk today. With breast cancer, ends her 15-year marriage in order to explore herself and her sexuality before her death. And the lead is played by Michelle Williams, and it's based on the podcast series of the same name by Nikki Boyer. Yeah,
Okay.
did not even know that, so that's really cool.
Mm-mm.
And it's a mini series, so a
Okay.
one and done too. I'm excited for it.
Well, I've added those to my shows to watch this week. If like as I'm watching TV, looking for stuff to watch.
Yeah, I'll definitely, hopefully, check out all of them.
There weren't. I forgot there was one other like news thing, and then I was wanting to see what TV shows you talked about, and I was like, I'll see if I'm in because Pulse was one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I posted this on Twitter, I think, and I think the podcast also retweeted it. But New York from Flavor of Love is rumored
Yes.
to be maybe on season 4 of The Traitors.
Yes. That would be amazing. That would actually be amazing. Yeah. Yeah. Would you want her to be a traitor or faithful?
Ooh. Probably a faithful, just because I would love to see her, like how she approaches sussing everybody out.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like her as a traitor would be too easy, and I think she would be like suspected easily. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. But I feel like her sussing who it is out would be great television.
I think it'd be really great television, and I think she could easily end up being one of those people who you probably underestimate a little bit and is probably really good
Yeah.
at picking up signals from people, and
Yes.
I think would be on to the traders quicker than a lot of other casts.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, speaking of the traders, I still haven't finished it. Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Okay, I gotta finish that. I'll get there.
The last two, this doesn't quite follow the rules, but whatever.
We make up the
It's
rules.
the show I keep seeing it. It actually was a cover for TV Guide. It's called Mid-Century Modern. That's going to be on Hulu. It comes out Friday, March 28th, so the day that this episode comes out.
Yeah.
It has Matt Bomer, Nathan Lane, and who else? Let me see if I can get back to the cover quickly.
I have not heard of this once.
I keep seeing ads for it, and it's a sitcom, right? It is. It really, honestly, looks really bad. If I'm honest, really bad.
Oh
But
no! Like, have you
I
seen the trailer or just like the photos from it?
no, I've seen the trailers.
Oh no! Okay.
But I'm kind of thinking that it could actually end up being like really good
Okay. Uh-huh.
because not because it's so bad, but if you lean into like the premise of it just being so silly, you might I don't know, because you got Nathan Lane, like I can imagine him signing onto a project that isn't at least halfway decent.
Yeah, but I feel like he would sign on to I wanted to say like a laughing track project.
There's probably a laughing track on this. There
Okay.
probably is.
Okay.
But then you got also Matt Bomer, like
yeah,
that's a little bit of a so I don't know. I'm very curious about it, and I'm for sure going to check it out because I need to know what's going on.
I think I'm definitely going to check it out too. Okay, Friday. Yay. Something else to look forward to with this podcast.
Yes.
As well as this
and
podcast.
then yes. And then the last one is, and I also got this from TV Guide. It's called The Never Ever Mets. It's the second season starts April 4th. So that is next week it's next Friday.
Mm-hmm.
And it's on OWN, and it's about it's a reality dating show that's about these couples that have never met. So maybe they've had like a 3-year online relationship, but they've never met in person. Or it's so these people that have never met, but they've been dating for a while, and they
Is this the
meet.
second
And
season you said?
yes,
Or okay, I feel like there was a clip floating around last year of the first season, or wherever the first season was, and it looked tragic. Like it was pretty bad. If I remember, I'll try to look it up and I'll send it to you. And I wonder if it's the same show.
tragic as in like cringy, heartbreaking, just not good TV, trashy
Nah,
TV.
trashy TV.
Okay,
Not good, but just trashy TV. Like,
which
but not
however,
trashy in a good way.
okay.
But I'll send you the clip and we can decide from there.
Well, what would you give an example of like trashy but not in a good way TV show?
Like the Bad Girls club situation that's happening right now, and in those other, yeah,
I see. Okay,
yeah,
just messy.
yes, messy, yes, exactly.
Okay.
But I'm only doubtful because I'm like, why would OWN TV have that on there?
That's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna see what's up. I'm just
Never have I Mets. That's
the never ever Mets,
never ever Mets.
which I honestly thought it was about the baseball team when I first read the title. I was like, what?
That's funny. I
Well, just
honestly think this is a show.
What an absurd name too.
It is.
It's not super.
I kind of want to watch the first season.
Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do is I'll watch the first season and see how that goes before I commit to watching.
I might do that too.
The second season.
Second one. I think I might do that too. Wow, look at that! A couple of shows that we can now watch and walk away from this recording and look forward to watching in the upcoming week.
Yep. Do you anything else?
No, that's it. That is our episode this week. It is, it is what it is. Thanks for sticking around. I love you guys so much.
I think I think it was,
it's not the finest hour. Not my finest hour, let me say that. I woke up too early. That's the issue.
I think it's still going to be a great episode though.
Okay. Chelsea is the positive one. And honestly, I really, really appreciate it. Truly do.
It's not going to be bad.
No, it's not. And, what is the rate? What's this system of rating that we're even doing anyway? Doesn't matter. I just know I have not presented myself in a manner that I would have liked. But that's okay. Authenticity and all that. Different days, different moods, different shit. Things happen and we move on. And there's another day.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll leave you guys with that.
Well, I guess. Yeah. I guess that's it for us then.
Yeah. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Are you watching this? Are you watching? Yeah.